All right, welcome to This Week Inside the New York Knicks, episode 11. And I am your host, the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes, man. Listen, I got an action-packed show for you today on This Week Inside the Knicks. In this episode, we're going to cover the time period between January 14th and January 20th, 2024, right? So big up to yourself. You're now rocking with the best Knicks channel on the planet. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, iTunes, be sure to hit this 5 stars, hit the subscribe, hit the follow, hit all the buttons. Same thing with you guys on YouTube. And we got an action-packed show, man. And listen, what a week for the Knicks. This might have been one of the best weeks for the Knicks I've seen in a long time. So during this stretch, we went 3-1. Salute to the Knicks, man. Also a great week for us. And if you're part of the Objective Knicks fans community, you know that I was actually did another show this past week. I did an episode of Dagger Squad Sports last Thursday, man, and it was successful. So big up to Brother Garfield Podcast for having me on there and the audience. They love the show. I mean, we talked about football. We talked about everything. Because I don't only know about the Knicks, though I bleed orange and blue, as you can see. But man, it was a great topic. We talked a little bit about the playoffs. We made picks. So I will be on there every Thursday. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to check me out. So salute to that. Other news. I released episode 2 or another episode of Level-Headed Knicks Talk. I'll be looking to bring that back. But another thing too, another quick update before we continue. The live play-by-plays are back. It's 2024, and we'll be, as you can see to the right of me or the left of me. Gotta get my directions right. It's tough when things are on screen and you have to mention it, but we'll be covering the Knicks and the Nets game on January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Excuse the typos, not the Celtics, it's the Nets. And I will be giving the live play-by-play. The game will be on TNT, so you watch on mute, I watch on mute, and we watch the game together. Definitely be in the building this Tuesday at probably approximately 7:15. I'll get on. I'll do my own version of a pregame, and then we can talk and then watch the game together. So definitely be there for that. Don't be squared. Make sure that you're there. Now, for those of you that don't know what this podcast is about, it's about documenting the Knicks 365. You give me 50 minutes, I give you the Knicks. And we divide that 365 period up into 52 weeks. So that's how we are able to capture all of the hot topics regarding the Knicks. Eventually, I'll get to a website. It's been pretty challenging to put together a website while creating content. But definitely, if you would want to see the website go up, you could always feel free to, if you have any suggestions, info at theobjectiveknicksfan.com. You can even visit the shop at theobjectiveknicksfan.com if you want to send some support that way. And the channel we do appreciate it. We got some interesting topics. We're going to be talking about this Raptors Knicks game, RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley's return to the Garden. We're going to be talking about Isaiah Hartenstein's potential injury. That's kind of scary, though there's not a lot of insight and information on it just yet. But hopefully it's not going to be nothing too crazy. We may even preview the Nets game. We'll be covering that in the live play-by-play. Then we're going to talk about OG and Anobis. So we might have multiple flagship topics. I think between Hartenstein's injury and OG and Anobi, his minutes being too high, is that a concern? And we'll get into why that may be a concern. Talk about the new rumors, which are really old rumors remixed, because sometimes, these reporters don't really have much to talk about, so they repeat the news. And then we also talk about the controversial power rankings. Well, maybe not so controversial. We'll get into it to see if it's a fair rating. And then, of course, we'll have more topics as we go along. Maybe we'll talk about some more of the past games. We'll see how much time we have. So without further ado, this podcast, if you're listening in audio, I will do my best to make sure you can get the best of the information. But this is also a visual podcast, so we'll jump into research mode. Before we get started, I do want to give a moment of silence for the Golden State Warriors assistant coach, Dejan Milojevic. He passed away at age 46 due to a heart attack. Very, very sad news. Very, very unfortunate. So we'll give a quick moment of silence for the Warriors assistant coach. Rest in peace. Condolences to the family. Even Coach Tom Thibodeau, he began the pregame presser the other night, and he gave condolences to the family, and he called him a great ambassador for the game. He was a Serbian coach on the national team and had a lot of grand plans that he would like to put into play, but unfortunately, he didn't get the opportunity. So I just want to give a quick condolences to um, Dejan. All right, so we'll jump into some basic NBA stuff. So right now we're currently fifth seed. We're trying to create some distance between us and these other teams that I keep mentioning. The Miami Heat, the Indiana Pacers, the Orlando Magic kind of fell out of that pack, right? I thought the Magic would have stayed firm, but it seems like they're having a lot of issues. One of the issues is scoring. And you can see their differential is .05 for those listening. And our differential is 4.6, which is currently the third highest in the East. This is why I believe in my Knicks. I always talk about point differential. That's the second most important standing stat besides wins. Of course, wins is number one, and then differential, in my opinion, is number two. And then you look at stuff like home record and stuff like that, versus away record. And of course, the Knicks have one of the best home records in the East. A top four record in the East in terms of at home is just that they don't have enough home games like the other teams, right? A lot of other teams play way more home games than the Knicks, so we're looking to make up that gap on this long home stand. I believe we got maybe 8 more home games out of 10 left. The Knicks look to cover some ground, and I think that will create further separation. Now, the Cavs have been holding on pretty strong at the fourth spot, but I think it's going to be eventually between the three of us to battle for that fourth seed. And then eventually I see the Knicks taking it up another gear and eventually catching the Philadelphia 76ers because, in my opinion, that's the team that we're really competing with for a spot. So if we want to pull up, let's see, I got it here. So this is the player stats, right? So right now, Jalen Brunson's leading the team in points with 26.5 a game. Randall's leading the team with rebounds, 9.3. Of course, Brunson's leading the team in assists, 6.5, which he's stepping up his assist game. I like to see that. He and Randall both are really doing great at distributing the ball. Randall has 4.9 assists a game, and Randall's averaging 24 a game. So at 26.5 points, I'm not sure if I could show you, but what I noted was in the NBA All-Star voting that Brunson and Randall were like top 3, top 4 because they were showing the voting order in terms of points. So Jalen Brunson is one of the top scoring guards in the East, right? Top 3 in the East. So that should be enough to give him an all-star berth, especially if the Knicks is a top 4, top 5 team in the East, which they currently are. And, I look forward to seeing that performance be sustained. OG is giving you 14.9, and Donte's giving you 11.9. And Hartenstein, he's really stepped up his play, as we talked about in the Level-Headed Knicks talk. Definitely go check out that episode if you missed it. It was pretty solid, right? The Knicks guys been holding it down, so that's the current stats. So we'll jump right into this Raptors game now. This Raptors game definitely was full of all types of emotions. It was definitely a great show of class by the Knicks fans. Round of applause for Knicks fans. They really gave RJ and Quickley the love and support that they deserve from serving with the Knicks. For all these years. RJ's been here for 4.5 years, Quickley 3.5 years. So I definitely want to give a big salute to both of those guys. Now, Knicks got the blowout win, like we knew. I mean, Toronto's not a good team, and the Knicks have a really good record. I believe they are 18-1 against teams under 500. So typically, when the Knicks are playing a team that's not playing well, it's a W. Some things to note in this game before I get to the stats. RJ started the game. This is why I know RJ's a hooper, and this is why I was always a RJ supporter when he was with the team. One of the first plays in the game, RJ with a monster dunk on Julius Randle. Right? Round of applause for RJ. And that told me that, oh yeah, this kid, he's ready for these moments. He's going to rise to the occasion, and he probably eventually will be an all-star for the Toronto Raptors. And so, but OG responded a little later in the game and got a block on RJ, and honestly was doing a solid job on RJ. Later on in the game, RJ started off pretty hot. I think he had 13 points early on in the game, and he was cooking. And then OG, you know, took the challenge, and RJ wound up finishing the game with 20 points. Efficient from the field though, 8 of 15, and decent from three, 3 of 9 from three. OG, his defense definitely did the trick in slowing RJ down, because sometimes you're not going to be able to stop guys, and it's not necessarily about stopping a guy from scoring or doing his thing. Sometimes it could just be about stopping the guy and slowing him down. So now instead of him getting 35, now he gets 20 or 25. And that's what OG did in this game. The Brunson burner was on fire. If this man has to be an all-star, I mean, when Quickley and RJ were doing their thing early on, Brunson decided to take his show up to another level and show that, yeah, this is why the Knicks chose me over you Quickley. Yeah, they brought me in. You wanted the money that I got, but guess what? I got that bag, right? No offense, no diss to you. It's just that me and you, we're on two different levels. That's what this was with Brunson. I mean, 38 points, 13 of 23 shooting, 5 of 11 from downtown with 9 assists. Man, 93 turnover, assist to turnover ratio. And he also had 5 bounds. We're going to get to bounds in a second, but bounds was the key to this game, especially. But, round of applause for Jalen Brunson. Doing his thing, holding it down, letting them know that, yeah, there's levels, right? And there's no knock to Quickley, because Quickley definitely did his thing. Quickley had 11 points, 11 assists. With, I believe, in the third quarter of the game, he wound up finishing with, let me just pause this, but he wound up finishing with 12 and 11. And honestly, I was happy to see Quickley added that new dimension to his game, where he's becoming a facilitator and distributing and showing that he can do more than just score. Because what I'm getting from Toronto right now, and Masai Ujiri said there may be other moves after Pascal Siakam, they want to put the ball in RJ Barrett's hands. RJ Barrett is the number 1 seed on this team, and they believe that he can take his game to another level. That's what I got last night from watching this game. So, big ups and salute. We player appreciators around here. We don't no shade, no hate. And besides, once a Knick, always a Knick. It's just that we can't really root for you to beat us, right? But we can highlight brilliance and greatness. Of course, Julius Randle, the MVP, right? And I know I'm going to get some of you guys mad. Yes, I said it. He's the MVP, right? He put on a show in the Garden yesterday, and he had a triple-double, the first triple-double since, ironically, IQ did it, right? And round of applause for Julius Randle. He did his thing. He had a stat line of 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, what about the 7 turnovers? When you're the MVP and people are honing in on you, and this man is facing double teams and triple teams because no one man in the league can guard him, maybe the only guy that can guard him is on his team, but he's his teammate now, and that's OG. Yeah, Julius Randle is for real. He had a monster performance. I want to see more of this from Julius Randle. I think that he did a great job of just displaying his talents. The only knock, of course, you're going to say is the turnovers, but the 16 bounds, that's what we need from Julius Randle, man, right? Now, let's see. The Raptors' transition attack, let me see if I can pull that up. So what kept the Raptors in this game was the fact that they were able to run the ball in transition in the first half. Second half was a different game. But let's see. So in the first half of this game, right, the Knicks had 13 turnovers, right? And the Raptors, and they gave up 29 points. They gave up 29 points overall with 22 total turnovers. But in the first half, it was 13 turnovers and 20 points. So in the second half, the Knicks held Toronto from getting more points by holding them to only 9 points in the second half, and that was the difference in the game. And then of course the Knicks dominating the glass, right? Look at this advantage, 61-31 advantage on the glass. That is hella impressive. And it's just a testament to how hard this team works. And we got one more game with Toronto, and I believe this game will be in Toronto. So OG gets to go home during this game in March. So I look forward to that. But right now, Knicks got a 3-0 advantage against the Toronto Raptors. Big up to the Knicks. And let me tell you why. Because Toronto beat us last year 3-1. So this is kind of like payback. You know what I honestly believe? That in situations like this, they got these things circled on calendars like, yeah, we're going to see you again. So this is one of those situations here. But let me see if I can get back to the box scores because there's a couple of more points and then we're going to move forward. Then also we had a Precious Anua sighting. Precious Anua, this was his breakout game. Round of applause for Precious Anua. He had 18 points, 11 bounds. He was going hard. He honestly showed me why he may be a manageable center. And a lot of people really trashed him, and we kind of got on him a little bit on the Brother Garfield podcast. But the truth about it is, the man just got traded to a team. So sometimes it takes players a longer time to readjust and reacclimate. And he's also got the most consistent minutes he's ever gotten since he's been on the team. He played about 25 minutes. So with more minutes, it's kind of like the Deuce McBride effect. I did a video on that. Go check that out. But if you give them more time, they'll become more effective. Sometimes people can't just jump into a system right away and have success. So, once again, big up to Precious. Salute to him. He did his thing. And I want to see more from Precious. I want to see what else he can do. And so a couple of quotes and stuff. But before I get to the quotes, I want to take the time to go to the shop, man. We gotta take a little brief little segue, pay the bills. I want you guys to check out the shop, shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. I bleed orange and blue t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters. Go get you one, man. It helps support the channel. We do appreciate all the support that we get from you guys, man. Round of applause to the supporters of the channel. My fellow Knicks fans, rep your team in style. This is all custom designed by me. I did everything, and you could order it and rock it and, show love and support. We even got the DigiSoft. If you into that, definitely go cop you a black I bleed orange and blue hoodie, or you can get the beige NY I bleed orange and blue hoodie. My favorite, right? This is my favorite. And definitely visit the shop now. So let's get back into some more content. I want to talk a little bit more about this. So Quickley and RJ definitely got a warm round of applause. We're going to give them another one. So we player appreciators over here, We're not haters or nor are we naysayers. So RJ Barrett says that it's only 10 games, right? But he believes cash shooting is more than a fluke. It's different teams, so you get different looks in another system. RJ said that, so I just think I've been doing a great job capitalizing. There's more ball movement in Toronto because they average 29.6 assists a game compared to the Knicks 24. Although Barrett didn't specify the system difference. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not going to pull it up, but RJ Barrett got a certain amount of shots in New York City. Let's say he got 15 shots for the game. RJ was not passing the ball at all. RJ averages with under 2 assists a game, right? He's not moving the ball. So if the Knicks system is different from the Toronto system, right, which it possibly is, right? You're averaging 2.8 assists a game. So you're not looking to get guys involved in the action. Now, he might be averaging more assists in Toronto. That's fine. That's fantastic. Because maybe you're the number one option, so you feel more comfortable in that role. But all I'm saying is that, you were part of the reason why the ball wasn't moving, because now the Knicks, the ball moving a lot more. You see guys like OG getting good shots, Donte DiVincenzo getting good shots, even Isaiah Hartenstein getting opportunity in the paint. You see Quentin Grimes getting opportunities. You see Deuce, when Deuce is on, he's getting opportunities. So these guys are getting opportunities each. Same thing with Josh Hart. So, if the ball movement was stagnant, RJ, that possibly was your fault. No shots at you. I love you. I supported you. Go to my channel. I had plenty of videos supporting RJ. But the truth is, if the ball movement was stagnant, it was RJ Barrett's fault, or he played a role in it. Not that it was his complete fault. So Immanuel Quickley says, oh no, Isaiah Hartenstein says this is prior to the game. He said he's ready for the IQ return to MSG. And he said, especially Quickley, just being my son, happy to see my son back home. We sent him off on a little vacation, but I'm happy to have him back. He was up for adoption, so I just took him in and took care of him. You know, Isaiah Hartenstein's funny. He's funny, man. Salute to Isaiah for trying to crack some jokes. RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley found the right situation with the Raptors. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they definitely did. You know, they're in a place where they're going to be able to have their talents exploited for the greater good. Let's see. RJ Barrett also spoke about the Donovan Mitchell trade, and he said that he got a payday. He got a sugar honey iced tea. I got a payday. Then I want to talk about the video tribute, and then we'll move ahead. Because I think we beat this thing. So this is what RJ Barrett said. Oh, before I get to that, Josh Hart said he's gonna boo him for sure when he was talking about RJ's getting a warm reception and quickly getting a warm reception. He said I'm gonna boo him for sure. Now RJ said this too. I love the fans. I don't know what they're going to do, but I love the fans. He said I appreciate them rooting for me. I appreciate them getting on me. Okay. So RJ said he appreciate them getting on me. I don't agree with that. I've never heard RJ say anything about people getting on him. And salute to Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith exposed that RJ, takes offense to when people talk bad about him. So I don't know about that getting on him. I don't know. Everything was all love in New York. I really, from the bottom of my heart, truly enjoyed being there. Everyone gets frustrated a little bit. But for me, and he said that the frustration part about dealing with negativity from fans. But for me, I've always remembered who I am. Right? So round of applause for RJ. They did a nice video tribute for RJ and Quickley. It was pretty nice. And the fans gave them a warm standing ovation during the player intros. They gave them like their traditional Knick intro, even though they were on the opposing team. So big up to that. Now, one of the things I want to say before we wrap up, we spent a lot of time on the Toronto game. That's fine, because this was big news. Toronto and the Knicks lawsuit, this is the first time there's been no mention of lawsuits. I ain't got another soundbite, so I just threw the air horn in there. This is when I put my conspiracy hat on. Was this a ploy the whole time just to get OG Anunoby? I don't know. I have no inside information. Please, Knicks, don't be mad at me. I love you guys, but it's weird that I didn't hear no lawsuit talk. I listen to the Knicks news every day. This is what I do. I do it in my sleep. Even before I became a content creator, I love the Knicks. I'm listening. I'm watching the news every day. In Knicks groups every day. Like I work for the Knicks. So I'm very familiar with the news. What I'm saying is it's kind of funny that there's no lawsuit news. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what it is. I'm not an inside guy, but that was a little weird to me. And we'll move forward. Oh, and Julius Randle's also very proud of the guys. And of course, right before the game, Julius Randle ran up to him and RJ ran up to Julius Randle and hugged him. So yeah, everything was cool. So a lot with this Raptors game. But big up to the Knicks for getting the W. That's all that really matters. That's all I care about. Get that W. And so I jump into the flagship topic, me and Abby. I kept you a little bit talking about this. So right now, Isaiah Hartenstein's ankle is a mystery. And what I can do while I'm live on the air, which I never do, I'm just going to check my RSS because I'm recording this pod on Sunday morning, even though I'm not talking about news for Sunday. There hasn't been no update at this time on the severity of the injury. So we can just talk about what we know the injury to be. So let's move forward here. So Daily News, this is all I got. Isaiah Hartenstein's ankle injury will test the Knicks center at depth. Now, what is it about ankle injuries? First Randall, right? Now Mitch has issues, and now Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, are we just cursed? I don't know. So the injury occurred in the third quarter, but Thibodeau said he didn't see what happened on the play. I didn't even really notice an injury. I didn't get a chance to watch the game again. Normally, I watch the game twice, but it was so much football and everything on, I didn't really get a chance to go back to watch the game again. But the severity, this is what I'm concerned about. The severity of the injury is unknown. That is scary. Because remember, when Mitch went through his injury, it was the same thing. They kept it under wraps for a couple of days. Then after that, they said that he was going to be out or reevaluated in 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, right? And then a couple of days after that, he's going to be out for the season. And then like a week or two after that, oh, he may not be out for the whole season, right? So I'm a little worried and concerned about Isaiah Hartenstein's injury. Typically, big guys don't do as well with ankle injuries as smaller guys. So, and he's a very big guy, and he has been the glue guy for us since Mitchell Robinson hasn't been there. So not having Isaiah Hartenstein for a prolonged period of time could be detrimental and hurt us on the season. Maybe now, if Hartenstein is out significant time, you might have to do a Clint Capella trade. Go get Clint Capella, really make that DeJounte Murray trade into maybe a possible bigger deal, just so you could have a serviceable big until Mitch gets there. And the NBA, you guys screwed us again by not giving us the exception, the hardship exception. We need that. You know what I'm saying? Because now if Isaiah Hartenstein's out for a prolonged period of time, now we're stuck. Now we only have Jericho Sims and Precious Inouye. So, what are you going to do? Bring Taj Gibson back? I guess that wouldn't be the worst alternative, but you're going to need somebody. If Hartenstein is missing time, you're going to need somebody to hold it down, right? See? And then look, Mitchell Robinson suffered what was feared to be a season-ending ankle surgery, and it requires surgery. What happens if Isaiah needs surgery? I know we banking on the big man because he's a tough big guy. Man, salute Isaiah. He's tough. He's been consistent. He's been durable. He played all 82 games, but he did that with less minutes last year. He wasn't getting the minutes he's getting this year. This year, he's getting a lot of minutes. And then what happened to Jericho Sims? How he just lose his spot? Now, I'm not knocking Precious because he's doing an okay job, but Jericho Sims was your third man. Like, I don't get it. I don't get that. So we got to keep an eye on that ankle injury. Right now, as I'm recording this podcast, there isn't really much insight. But I am concerned about the ankle injury. I believe they said it was soreness. Do I have that somewhere? I believe they said that it was soreness or something like that. But now they're saying it's a sprain. So a sprain is not soreness. So we just got to see what it would be, right? But big ups to Isaiah Hartenstein. And if it is a severe injury, man, we wish you a speedy recovery. I mean, this man was playing for a check. His money was on the line. So I hate to see it end like this. If it's ending, hopefully it's not. But we're gonna move forward. I just wanted to give us quick highlight to this because we don't got much moves right now, and maybe there may be more news to come. And of course, salute to Isaiah Hartenstein for saying Jalen Brunson better be an all-star. Even Charles Barkley, right? Charles Barkley said that he's going to walk off the job if Jalen Brunson is not an all-star. I got to salute Barkley for that, man. Even though he's inconsistent and he says things that contradicts himself most of the time, he's on the money with that. And honestly, I want to see him walk out. You know what I'm saying? Please do that. So Isaiah Hartenstein, he says that he better be an all-star. So salute to that. Let's see. Yeah, I talked about that. Let's see. Keep moving. Round of applause if you're still listening.
Don't forget to like this video. Also, subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe, 5 stars wherever you are, especially if you listening to this point. That means you must really be feeling the content, and I'm really feeling you for the support. I can't do it without you guys. Trust me. Us content creators, we deal with a lot outside of this providing content that you guys don't know. So we appreciate whatever support we can get because we know that we have great content and it will be nothing without the people and the supporters. So salute to you guys. Now, Here's a thought. Donte DiVincenzo needs to play more if the Knicks want to maximize their roster. Let's see. Since trading OG Anunoby, the Knicks are scrambled, right? He needs to play more. The 6'4" guard signed to the Knicks this offseason has been a revelation, especially since it's in the starting lineup. He's putting up, listen to this, 13.3 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game and scoring 42% from three. This man is amazing. Since early December, right? Since he pretty much became a starter. That might need to change the bench unit. So they think that Donte DiVincenzo should come off the bench. What do you think? Do you think that put Donte in Immanuel Quickley's role off the bench, give him about 20, 25 minutes off the bench, and in a lead role where he's not playing with the starters? But I don't know about that. I think Dante's fine where he is. The reason why I say that is because he's getting the looks, right, that he's getting because he's playing with the best players on the team. When they triple team Julius Randle, who's he passing the ball to? Donte. When they double team Jalen Brunson, who's he passing the ball to? Donte for the open three. So that 43% is due to the 6.5 assists. He's getting a share of that, and then the 5 assists from Randle. So he's getting to like at least 3 baskets off the air assists a game, right? I don't have that official, so I'm just saying, I'm just using it as a rough example. He's getting the looks he's getting because he's playing with these guys. So it's a lot easier. And he's comfortable. He knows, Brunson's his man. So I don't know about that, but we're going to continue to move forward. How Pascal Siakam trade impact the Knicks in the playoffs? You know what? I don't think there's no impact. I'm not worried about Pascal Siakam. I know Indiana will probably be a better team. I just think that it's going to take him a while to gel, and it's not going to happen overnight. He has to become acclimated with the system, and then not only just becoming acclimated with the system, doing it efficient enough to get more wins. And honestly, to help with their opponent's defense, the defense of scoring, limiting that, because the Pacers score a lot of teams, and like I said, they got a pretty decent differential. They're in the top 5 in the Eastern differential, but let's be honest, they blow out a lot of bad teams. Against the better teams, it's a little more even match. So maybe Siakam gives them that guy that can play defense and score 20, can score in the half court and create his own shot. Because, in the playoffs, the game is going to slow down. It's not going to be so much running fast. And you're going to have to play defense. So does this move solidify the Pacers as a better team than the Knicks? In my opinion, no. One, we don't know what the Knicks is going to do next. Right? There's another move, and now we might have to modify that move depending on Isaiah Hartenstein's status. Because if Isaiah Hartenstein has to miss the same time Mitch is missing, I'm going to go get Clint Capella. Because he's up for grabs. You go get Clint Capella and DeJounte Murray. Make a bigger move, big splash. Get those guys over here, and now you got one of the best defensive teams in the league. Or the best defensive team in the league. So I don't think he really impacts us. I think that they have to see what's going to happen in Indiana. That has nothing to do with us. All right, so we're going to keep moving forward. 3 trends that stood out first half of the season: offense, Anunoby's catalyst, defensive growth, and Brunson and Randle carrying their offense, and the bench becoming weak. Okay, those are their 3 things. Go and salute Ian Begley, by the way. Hopefully you see this. I would love to work with you. You are the man. If you ever need somebody on SNY to talk about Knicks or even talk NBA, I do it all, baby. But the Knicks, I do origin do. No one puts in the effort and energy that I do in terms of literally understanding every piece of article literature that affects the Knicks every single day, to the point where I just know everything. So if you need that type of guy, I'm your man. I just want to salute Ian Begley. He's doing a great job over there. So let's keep it moving. We jump into the power rankings. Now, how are we on time? All right, decent with time. Now, these are the power rankings. This is, of course, this is midweek. So this dropped on the 17th. So it might seem a little dated, but it's fine. I like ESPN power rankings. We'll look back. Of course, the Celtics is number 1. They recently lost to Denver. So we'll see if that impacts next week's ranking. I doubt it. But the Celtics, they were 20, at home. They lost. Now they're 20-1. Minnesota moved up a spot. They were number 3. Nuggets dropped. They probably gonna get that spot back. I mean, let me see. Memphis. Yeah, they might get that spot back. Unless I'm not sure if Minnesota beat OKC. Don't want to look it up, but I can see them getting the spot back because they beat Boston, and they're probably gonna win these next 2 games. So let's see what happens. Now, let's get down to where the Knicks are. So once again, you see the Knicks are still not in the top 10. I don't know how Miami holds on to their spot. I really don't. You got Cleveland and the Knicks ahead of them. How is Miami there? I understand it's a pole position. I get it. And you have to qualify every week. So it's not just your record is better, it's how you perform each week. But how is, okay, well, Cleveland's 10. Okay, so Cleveland's 10. Even Cleveland being ahead of us, I don't see. I mean, I see it. They have a good record. They're definitely a top 4 team in the East right now, based on the standings. But with the Knicks, I mean, the Orlando loss hurt us. Keep it funky, it did. If we would have won the Orlando game, we definitely would have overtook the Pelicans for sure, guaranteed. We'd be at the 11th spot. I don't know if they would have gave us the Cavs spot, but we definitely would be that. Now, look, the Cavs jumped from 15 to 10. You see that? They jumped from 15 to 10. See? I'm pointing in the right direction. See that? I need the Knicks to jump. Why can't we jump from 15 to 10? Let's see. 6 is dropping. All right. Exactly. We just hold on to the 12th spot. What did the Pelicans do to hold on to the 11th spot? I don't get it. Whatever. So, yeah, we got to fix that. I think the Knicks should at least be 11th or 10th. And then the Cavs, you can move them up. I don't see Miami at whatever. They want to keep Miami there, whatever. But I'm just saying the Knicks need to be in the top 10. So I think by next week, because we got the win. I mean, we lost to Orlando. That's last week's standing, right? But now we got 3 wins in a row. We're definitely going to beat Brooklyn on Tuesday. So I think the next ranking will be that day, yeah. So when we beat Brooklyn, they better get it together. Now, the other potential flagship topic, we'll jump into that right now. Daily News. Big up to the Daily News. You see, I'm giving you more parody. I'm not just giving you a bunch of Post articles. It's just that the Post, they're the number one. They're the leader in coverage against, in terms of covering the Knicks. Now, once again, the Post, hey, I'm your man. You need a guy for the job. I'll come in there and whatever you need me to do. But OG Anunoby, let's see. Oh, no, this is not the article, though. Hold on. 1 second. Was it Okay, so I don't got the article up there. But that's fine. So I have some quotes. OG Anunoby, he has a ridiculous plus 170 through his first 10 games as a Knick. That's the highest plus minus in NBA history. So this guy is still, he's still, making history. We also have one of the better defensive ratings in the league since the move. And now here's OG Anunoby talking about his minutes. And you know what I can do? We'll go to Basketball Reference and we'll actually look at his minutes because just to get a rough idea of how his minutes is looking since he's been a Knick. So we'll go to game logs, pull that up right quick. Now, in the meantime, while I pull that up, it says OG Anunoby, right? He says, right now we've got to find our way as we're adjusting. So find a way to win and then build our rhythm. Just go day by day. No, I'm sorry. This is Tom Thibodeau's quote. I'll start again. So Tom Thibodeau says, OG playing 86 minutes in a back-to-back situation, right? And he says, right now we've got to find our way as we're adjusting. So find a way to win and then build our rhythm. Just go day by day. And some guys are playing big minutes because we're shorthanded. That's the coach tip. So that also is a bell to me that they're trying to make another move because they're shorthanded. And also Brunson was out. It could also be that. But I think there's a move in the works too. Now, here's what OG said. In Toronto, I played 58 minutes in one game. I played a lot of minutes before. I'm used to this. OG said he felt fine after logging 43 minutes on Wednesday and 43 minutes on Thursday. So that's my question to you. Is OG Anunoby's minutes a concern? We did that in a couple of episodes back. We talked about, I believe that was episode 9. the podcast, we asked a question about Jalen Brunson's minutes being too high, and literally he got hurt right after we did that. Now, I'm not trying to put that on OG. We don't need OG being hurt, but his minutes are very high. Starting with, if you want to start with the first game, he's 35 minutes, 34 minutes, 37 minutes, 29, 31. 29 is the least minutes he's ever played, but that was in a blowout against Portland. Then he had a 38-minute game, 43-minute game, 43, 42, and then last night, blowout, he played 36 minutes. Now, in Toronto, if I could go back right quick, in Toronto, he averaged 33 minutes a game. In New York, he's averaging 36 minutes a game. So you can see it. That's 3 more minutes. Now, something to note. Last year, he played 35 minutes a game, played 67 games. Okay. The year before that, 2022, he played 48 games, 36 minutes. And then for 2 years in a row, he played for about 40-some games. And minutes didn't really correlate because he played 36 minutes, played 48 games, 33 minutes. Now, he did have a big injury, so I'm pretty sure that's the same one injury. And I don't have that injury in front of me. I could get it, but that'll take too much time. He did have a big injury. I'm pretty sure that's what the reasoning is. I'm just trying to make an argument here, right? So I don't want to take you too far down the rabbit hole. I personally don't believe minutes is a correlation to injuries. Now, the only correlation that exists is the more time you play, the greater the opportunity you have to become injured. So him playing as much minutes as he's playing can leave him prone to minutes, okay? That's all with OG. I had that Daily News article. I thought it was something completely different, but it was just praising OG. He had a moment where his first signature moment at the Garden, Knicks 7th victory in 9 games. Yeah, it was this dunk here. I don't want to play it because it's not my content, but salute to OG and Nobi. And I think in his case, we'll be fine with minutes. And the trade is coming, so I think that his minutes will even themselves out. I don't think that is end all be all. So real quickly, let's move on to, let's see what I have next here. We're gonna move to the Washington game. Now, he had 50. I'm gonna keep this very short and sweet. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. This game is a reminder because this was like one of the first games on the homestand that not one of the first games, but this was like a defining moment in the homestand because prior to this game, right, we had the win in Houston, but before that we lost to Orlando. So the win in Washington, I feel like gave people an opportunity to really see that, whoa, the Knicks have all these home games and they're playing against Washington, Toronto. Brooklyn is on the road, but it's a home game. We going to Brooklyn. We're going to the next borough. You know Knicks fans going to be in that building. You already know that. Round of applause to Knicks fans. We take over every building on the East Coast, especially. Now, Denver is going to be a tough game. Miami's going to be a tough game, but it's a winnable game. And then we only have Charlotte. That's definitely a winnable game. Then we get Utah, the payback. So we have 2 payback games, Utah and Indiana. Then we got the Lakers, winnable. Now, the Lakers may make a trade. I don't care. It's going to be a winnable game. Memphis, winnable. Dallas, we owe them. So we got a revenge tour happening, right? We got a revenge tour happening. So the Knicks can definitely do some damage during that stretch. So I already see this. Look. See this? This is my personal schedule. I mark every win. I have special notes about wins. This is why I know certain things that most people don't really know readily because I actually keep track of it in real time. Big up to me. Yeah, I do this for real. So I see this when I said that the Knicks can win 50 games or Knicks is third best team in the East, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking at the standings, right? And then when I go back, we could go back to the standings. When I'm looking at these standings here, I'm looking at differential. Yeah, wins, but differential. When you look at differential, the Knicks is the third best team in the East. When you look at differential, the Knicks is the eighth best team in the league. Right? We're the eighth best team in the league. Differential is the most important stat besides wins when it comes to standings. So salute to the Post for catching that. The reminder. Salute to the Post because I've been saying that. And then also big up to Stan Van Gundy. He said that the Knicks have a puncher's chance at 50 wins. And Stan Van Gundy knows what he's talking about. And Stan Van Gundy's a legend. All right? He's a legend to me. Not only in coaching, but his commentary. Actually, I think he's a better commentary than coaching. Because, when you listen to him break down the game, he actually explains things. Right? So, big up to him. If they would guarantee me that when the Knicks play on these national networks like TNT or whatever, and Stan Van Gundy's calling all those games, I probably won't do it. Now, I'm doing the play-by-play. But now I like listening to Stan, though. Stan really knows what he's talking about. So we're going to jump into Word on the Street where we are. We at that around that 50-minute mark, maybe over, maybe less, depending on how I edit this. So we're going to start it right here. Okay, so I think I did 3 polls this week. I'm going to get more active on the polls. I've been promoting a lot on the community section. So big ups to you if you're in the community section. And
don't forget to like this video and also
don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, Deuce McBride, he said he took this was against the Magic. He took the blame for the loss to the Magic, and he said it was due to his fourth quarter management. Do you think Deuce deserves the blame? Remember, he put this blame on himself. 279 Knicks fans voted, and let's get the final verdict. 23% say yes, 78% say no. I would go into the comments. This got a lot of comments, but for sake of time, I won't. But a lot of people said no. And we could look at it, I guess. Coach needs to be better. Same old stuff, I don't want to really even read that, to be honest. Once again, definitely Dagger Squad Sports. I promoted it on the community tab. Probably drop another post. Be sure to be there Thursdays, 6 p.m. Brother Garfield podcast. Let's see about more polls. I could have sworn I had. No, we did. We talked about Melo last week. Oh no, we didn't. I don't think the poll was live. So we talked about this last week when Carmelo Anthony said that RJ Barrett's play style is bland. Do you agree with this statement? So 372 Knicks fans voted, and let's see what they said. So 77% say that Melo is right. Right? So round of applause for the Melo fans. A lot of New York Knicks fans are Melo fans, and the 23% say he's wrong. That's probably the RJ dudes that are mad. But to be fair, I don't think that RJ playstyle is bland, and I think he showed it to you last night if you watched the game that he's more than just whatever you think he is. I think RJ has the ability to become an all-star because he's going to be durable and he can get 20, 22 points a game. That would be enough to get you all-star. Now, Toronto will have to have more success, but just those 2 things alone will get you into the all-star game. Now, attention Knicks fans, rumor has it the Knicks are interested in trading for Bruce Brown. Do you feel like he would be a good pickup? I'm going to say I don't know. So 263 fans voted, right? And 27% said yes, he'll be a good pickup. 60% say no. And 12% say I don't know. I'm among the I don't know. I don't think you need him because there's somebody did say a good comment here. I believe it was here. Josh Hart fills his role. I agree with that. I think you already got Josh Hart. You don't need Bruce Brown. That's just how I see it. And that's all for this Word on the Street. So, Word on the Street, just to give you an idea where Knicks fans are at this point in time. So, now, let's see. We'll jump into some rumors. Let's see what rumors I want to look at. So, we got Brown was the Knicks' second choice for their mid-level exception after Max Strus, right, who signed to the Cavs for more than what the New York Knicks could offer. Then they pivoted to Donte DiVincenzo, and the signing has worked out well. So that was a rumor that Bruce Brown was the second option. Quentin Grimes getting a lot of trade rumors. Will he be shopped at the deadline? I might do a poll on that, but you can let me know in the comments of this video if you're still listening, what do you think that he will be gone? And also, like, how do you feel about Jordan Clarkson? There's some interest in him. They're saying that between he, I thought I had the article here. I don't see it. Between he and Terry Rozier and Malcolm Brogdon, and even Alec Burks, that might be my poll today. How do you feel about the Knicks trading Allen for Alec Burks? As long as he's not starting at point guard, I mean, or as long as he's not taken away from Deuce or even Grimes, then I don't see a problem with it. He knows the system. He was effective. He can score, and he gives a little effort on defense. I don't see a problem with it. What do you guys think? Let's see. Knicks blueprint scan for stars. Okay, so about the scan for the stars, I have an article here. Do I got it here? So we might have talked about it last week anyway. The Knicks are not trading for a star until next season, or I mean next offseason. So let's stop it with the star talk. It's nonsense at this point. That's all really for rumors. I mean, let's see any other news I want to talk about. Yeah, just the same old rumors. I'm just siphoning through my notes. Bruce Brown. Do you really want Bruce Brown? I know after on the 21st, Bruce Brown said he's a Coach Tips type of player. I know they're gonna make a big deal about that. Don't really care. Oh, I do actually have it here somewhere. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, I just want to put this on the screen. Knicks rumors, star trade not expected to be explored until next summer, so no stars are coming. Right? Not until next summer. Let's see. Maybe we'll wrap with the Rockets. I don't want to talk too much about the Rockets, but Jalen Brunson and Randall had 30 balls. Salute to them. This was a nice win, blowout. But I tell you what, this Sengun kid is nice. He's the real deal. Sengun, he is very special. And I don't want to talk about the Orlando game. We already know we lost that game, and it was a game that we should have won. But we didn't have Brunson, and they didn't have Franz Wagner. So that's all for this podcast, man. And listen, thank you for hanging out with me.
Don't forget to like this video. I'm gonna beat the 60-minute mark,
also, but I'm probably gonna edit it down anyway. So, but definitely for checking me out. And until next time, let's go Knicks!